We're good. Good morning. Are you you're doing some technical stuff on that side of things or what?
I will do some technical stuff. I'm just figuring one
No, I
thing
meant
out.
like sorry, with the stream, like technical stuff with the stream.
Yes, but the stream's running.
Okay. Just because if I go through the bias and stuff, can't really see much because
Just
it's on yours. But
give a quick rundown, and then I'll just like
all right.
a you know,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
no,
New
you
week.
visually show them. Just tell.
Okay, I gotta be extra descriptive. So new week, all-time highs. Wanting to see a retracement to start the week off, to put the low of the week in, and then look for the expansion. We did just put an SMT in with some hourly sell side with YM, and YM traded to a 4-hour imbalance. ES just fell short. Starting to get a good
Here's
reaction.
open. Oh,
Starting to get a good reaction off that. So I'd like to see this be low of the morning or low of day, I guess, too. And then look for an expansion back up to Asia highs, London highs actually. London highs didn't really manipulate anything. There's no SMT up there. Just kind of retraced into that new week opening gap. So I want to see some bullish confirmation and then look for a long up to London highs.
I accidentally had a copy of our live stream from Friday posted, so I was just privating it. I don't want that on there.
Nice.
I want videos on there, not live streams. If it's like a crazy live stream and I clipped it up then posted it, I'd do that. But okay. Actually, my bias is a little bit different than his, so maybe I should explain mine too. Okay. Oh, I need to put music on.
Obviously, I'm not going to long until order flow has flipped, but I do like the SMT that we have put in, and I wouldn't really want to see any lower than that necessarily, unless we're going to get a deeper retracement to start the week.
Okay. So, my analysis starts on ES, on the daily, on the higher time frame. I look at this, we have daily imbalance, right? NQ, all-time highs. Really can't say anything about NQ. But in ES, I do want to see us slowly start to work towards this daily imbalance. So then I'll go down to the 4-hour, and you can see the daily gap that we had, or the new week opening gap that we had, leaving a 30-point some imbalance, right? Whatever, we filled 75% of it on NQ. ES has worked its way almost all the way through it. There's a lower 4-hour imbalance here on ES, but I look at this, all these kind of stacked lows, smooth lows. So I'm watching for a potential drop on ES into this daily imbalance below all the sell side here. And NQ would probably be drawing towards taking that sell side out. And also because on Friday, we left just the low of Friday on the consequent encroachment of Thursday's wick. Let's see if we trade to there. Kind of the way I'm looking at it is like the rally through all-time highs. This time, kind of a false rally. The Asia session's kind of accumulating. London, you get the manipulation and you get a reversal, right? So I want to see if New York is continuing to the sell side here, right? And that's why this is crucial right now. The imbalance here. There's a 15 and a 5-minute. So, looking for something that validates my model on the short side. But obviously, I can make a case for a bullish bias if there was something that flipped, right? Because I could say accumulation, manipulation, and then if we're starting to get this move, then I can mark out all these relative equal highs in the session high there. To then, because all-time highs is such a, in my trading, it's like a split bias scenario that I could see this new week opening gap and volume balance hold, and then us rally, right? Because we're in a discount of this. I could say that we'll rally up above these equal highs here. So pretty much all I'm doing is watching how we're reacting in this down move here. If this down move is going to be the first confirming the distribution lower, or if it's the manipulation leg. That's what I'm watching. The SMT that he was talking about was with YM. Now, personally, I prefer SMTs with the S. So like if we did take this low on ES, I'd like the S&T. Oh, let's also go through the news. So today, Monday, the 28th, there's no news. But then tomorrow, we've got 10 a.m. Jolts news, which is decently high impact. But then we got non-farm employment change and FOMC press conference and statements. So Wednesday is a kind of a heavy hitting day, right? That's ADP non-farm employment change isn't the big non-farm employment change. So this week I'm probably going to do most of my trading on Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesday, and I'll watch Thursday. I'll trade on Wednesday, but I don't really want to take anything on Wednesday. But I'll do Thursday and Friday. But
I actually prefer to trade the day before NFP than FOMC.
yeah,
FOMC always seems to be terrible.
yeah, that's why I kind of excluded it. I was like, I don't want to trade that.
We'll still live stream.
Yes,
We'll just do a tape reading session, but I won't be putting any risk on that day.
maybe start the live stream before FOMC, not start the live stream at New York Open and then live stream all the way through FOMC.
Yeah, no, we'll just wait till the
7-hour
PM.
live stream.
We'll wait till the PM.
Yes. Okay, so not the cheese dip, but just we've got the 15-minute change in state and order block here that we formed with this down move pre-market, delivering off of this hourly imbalance here. So what I'm seeing is this imbalance being a telltale for me. This graded imbalance is the gap. We do have these equal highs here on the long side that I could target. I just don't like. I don't know. I always struggle with all-time high scenarios. It's not very easy to read. And any experienced trader can agree. Obviously, when you have more structure, there's a clear bias. But with this, I can't only exclusively be bearish here. I can't do it because it, like, structurally it could have the grounds to be a bullish setup. I was going off of a bit more of a preferential bias for, the rest of the week to play out would be us trading lower than getting something out of the daily imbalance on ES to go higher. But you have to take what they give to you to react to it.
I'll be waiting till this hourly candle closes before I take a trade for sure.
Yes, it's a telltale. Well, I mean, even this 15-minute, in a few 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Oh, that's the same thing.
Well, the other reason I don't want to short early is because we already have that SMT.
With YM though.
Yeah, but
Because
out of that,
since YM moves like just not really correlated with it, it's not like the biggest S&P in the world.
it's just out of that 4 hour gap. So like if that's gonna hold, I wouldn't want to see it go much lower than here. But if, like, for example, say YM inverses that 4 hour gap, then I would anticipate that both the SMTs would just get like ran through, which would then tell me like, okay, that daily gap on the ES would get traded to. NQ doesn't have any gaps, which
But
isn't ideal.
ES does. I like ES's, dude. If you go to the 15-minute, you can see how just like those lows there, just like those sequential lows, stacked lows, the low resistance liquidity, whatever you want to label them as. Okay, here's the regular trading hours. I think if we're closing below here, closing below this up move, it's looking like the low from here will be taken.
Do you have that first presented for value gap?
I don't
That
have one.
super tiny one?
I don't have one.
No. Okay.
Nope. Well, sorry. Yeah, I do. I have one fair value gap. It is super tiny. I was looking too soon in price. So again, I want to see that close below that candle there because on the regular trading hours, that's fitting for something of a short. Got this premium 5-minute imbalance here, which I'll mark out. But there's also the 15-minute. It's the same imbalance, just an internal time frame. and it's the more premium one. So ES is getting a lot more movement to the downside there in what has formed this internal SMT there. Looking at a short on this close below that. SMT internal on the 5-minute. ES is seeing us drop lower, and the sell side is my draw. Delivering from the 15 and 5-minute. I'm just waiting. Do not get the close. Okay, so looking like, since I didn't get that close, it's gonna go on the next candle, that's fine, but if it's not, then I'll look at the 5-minute change in state. Like, I would prefer something internal, not taking the 5-minute out of the 5-minute gap, but we'll see what we do. ES is still just getting that move lower, but NQ's not really wanting to, so say something. Yeah, I'll mark out the sell side here because he is plummeting to it. Yeah, so also if I go to like the 4-hour on ES here, got this lower 4-hour imbalance, but then as soon as I see this, it just draws to these right there. And yeah, so I'm pretty safe with my bias because either has to inverse this and then get structure, or it's going to get this change in state and go to the sell side. So there's one on the favor more than the other one, so I'll look for that. Somehow ES is still just going down. NQ has got now 2 minutes on the 5-minute, so we'll see if we get the change in state there. Or if it holds this lower order block and rallies higher, because now there's technically this internal SMT here. But if I look at ES, since ES now has gotten so close to that sell side, it seems a little bit more obvious that it would take it out too. As in like YM, and it would have taken out that sell side. Okay, if we're kind of closing in like and it looks like a consolidation, not an expansion, but if we close like here and don't move on the like 5-minute, probably be waiting for the the last 15-minute candle of this hour to close and wait for the new hour, just to have a bit better of a bias.
Yeah, that hourly candle will tell us a lot where it closes.
Okay, we kind of formed an internal swing high here, right? I want to see what we do with it. I want to see if we actually confirm it or if we're just putting it in to run right higher. Okay, well, ES is going right to that sell side, so I don't think I'd be long until ES takes that sell side, if there's a long to that, which is interesting. That's that 5-minute close. Yeah. So we have a bullish 5-minute candle that closed up above this down move. So you get a 5-minute kind of change in state off of this order block, which is interesting. Okay. So we're starting to see the move higher. We got these relative equal highs here. I'm just thinking from the bullish perspective here. This hourly candle is opened and manipulated lower, and then it's closing back higher, right? So if that's the manipulation, and then the expansion comes next, then this looks like a classic AMD. And since I'm not opposed to longs, that's kind of what I look for. When I was coming into the morning, I said, yeah, this imbalance is tricky because the amount of times I've seen it get ran, quite a few. But when we run it, it's off of this imbalance, and it's just a straight through it, not coming and giving an opportunity to be in longs to up there off of it. Three minutes and the 5-minute is inverse. So you'd be.
ES and YM should start to flip.
I know.
They're still kind of holding their ground down there.
Well,
I'd like to see if we can get a 5-minute change and sit on both of those, that'd be good.
well, you know what? I'm kind of sketched out about longing till ES takes that sell side. Like
I'm definitely gonna wait for the hour because if we close back down there, kind of where let's see,
I'm watching.
kind of where 9:30 closed.
Just because ES is so close to that sell side, I'm sketched out. Like I don't think I'd long off that imbalance. I mean, if I was bullish enough, yeah, but just because they're so, ES is close to that sell side there. I'll start to wait for it to have a better movement.
See if we trade down to this 3-minute order block off the SMT.
Yes, I think we will trade to it, but I don't think it's going to go higher off of it. I don't know. ES is very bearish, and I don't think it would take that much effort to take that sell side out. At the same time, I wouldn't go in short NQ yet.
Just put relative equal highs in.
Yeah.
Got some news there or something?
No, just movement. That's not even that big of a candle. Just like volume-wise, it's only 13 points.
Yeah. But just the fact that it happened in 1 second.
Oh, NQ didn't do that move.
Any of it?
Well, not the massive wick.
Okay. That's weird.
So MNQ's got this massive move taking up that low. So look at that. So imagine you're in longs on MNQ, not the NQ. You're stopped out here on an MNQ, but on NQ you're not stopped out. And that's happened to me before. And it's like, what the? It pisses you off. Okay. ES is getting closest below that imbalance that we had. Same with NQ. Right there, closing above that. I don't have that clear of a bias yet, so for me that generally means that it's kind of choppy conditions. So ES is definitely going to take that sell side out. And then honestly, if NQ took this high out and we hit an SMT in reversal, it'd be interesting. Yeah, my bias is so split right now. I couldn't advise one direction in this market.
Setting tariff for the rest of the world, and that's what they're gonna have to pay. Well, that's what that spike candle was.
More talk about tariffs. So more talk about tariffs. Last time there was talk about tariffs, we went down 30% on the Nasdaq. So we're going down to that 30%. That's funny.
Spike candle up now.
Yeah. Took that internal high.
Still, the wick's not there. We didn't take that internal high.
Okay. So NQ or MNQ is getting manipulated right now. Should switch over to full NQ contracts.
Yeah.
For today.
Why am I sweating? Like legit drops of sweat coming down my arm.
And my hands are frozen too, eh?
I know. My hands are
Freezing.
frozen, but I'm sweating because I'm watching this shit. Get a heart rate monitor on. When you get close to the buy side, you want to see taken. It's like your heart rate starts going up.
Should just have that on stream in the bottom corner.
Yeah, you know, like streamers will do that. Like I've seen streamers do that where they're playing like a horror game or whatever, and they've got a heart rate monitor on. Yeah, you should do it. If you do a gambling live stream, you have a heart rate monitor on.
Yeah.
Every spin, when you're getting close to how much money you have left in the machine, you're just like, oh shit. Heart rate starts going up. Speaking of going up, we're going up. So we delivered off this 5-minute order block right there. I'll mark that out. And it looks like we're going to completely invalidate the down move, which would be the manipulation leg. So we're going to see higher probably. The RR to a break-even level for me is not good enough to take it in such a premium with this internal leg that I'm kind of in between stuff. But again, you target these highs, so. I just really don't like how ES is moving. Like if you look at ES and do a little bit of a contrast to what NQ is doing. ES is at the sell side, so ES is down here. And it's not moving much higher. But NQ longs, let's see. When does this 5-minute close? Another minute. One more minute. I'm gonna go out and say that the next 5-minute candle will not close in this range. It will close above the high. But if it closes in the range, it's good. It just doesn't look like it would. Are you getting in longs on the 2-minute chain instead? Right there.
I'm gonna wait for
The hour.
for 10 a.m. to open. I'm just trying to see what I would take because I want to see the wick of the next hourly stay like relatively where we open. Like I don't want to see a super deep retracement. But it's also hard for me to tell because like I don't know what the chart actually looks like, so I gotta go pull up an actual NQ chart.
We don't really the actual chart is not so much different. It's just taking that high.
I'd be looking at that 15-minute order block and then look to frame some sort of continuation off that.
Yes, 5 minutes to close it.
But you also just had such a slow move up with like lots of this generated sell side, so
I know I'm still split, and I still look at this internal high as a potential reversal, but the structure on like a 5-minute chart or a 1 minute chart kind of perfectly shows an AMD. But again, I wouldn't apply anything like this if you don't have a clear bias. So since I don't have the most clear bias, I'm not applying anything. I'm just waiting. I've got kind of a list of confirmations and what I need to see to have a for sure bias. I'm waiting for those to happen. You know, if it's not going to expand in the first 15 minutes opening range, it's going to be a consolidation. So I like to wait for that 15 minute anyway. The lucky lamp.
That's right.
So we've fallen short of that buy side on NQ, but MNQ took it on this candle. We're running the highs up now. I'd be waiting for this 15-minute shift and running through that imbalance there, which would also be nice to see a very bullish hourly close inversing that hourly to have this bullish bias. Just because ES again is plummeting. If you go the 5 minute, if you go the 15 minute, we have no up candles, right?
Yeah. And YM's about to inverse its 4 hour too.
So again, like, you know, me having that bearish bias where I said we could see us on NQ run lower following the other two off of this reversal. It's still possible, and it's just how well we flip off of this sell side on ES and YM. But with YM taking it, load.
YM needs some serious displacement here. It needs, if it gets a 5 minute change in state in like 2 candles instead of what we have 6 on the way down. If we had a 5 minute in like 2 or 3 candles, that'd be a good sign.
I tried to pull up YM, but I can't.
Does it work?
No. No. Oh no. I gotta be quick. If I'm not quick, it doesn't work. Yeah. No. So YM has completely got the move lower. Which is running through this 4 hour minute. You'll tell me if it closes below that 4 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to know how to trade all-time highs, it's always have an underlying more bullish bias, but be open to both scenarios. So be kind of lenient. And if you don't have the strongest bias, don't take anything. Wait for that strong bias. Wait for all the confirmation you need to see to take a trade, and don't worry about any move that you think you're missing, because there's always moves in the future. And the moves that you think you're missing, you're probably not actually missing, because they've already happened. So we're looking at this 50-minute change in state here. The hourly candle will be bullish now. Definitely not going to be a bullish hourly candle on ES though. ES has a completely different story here.
YM starting inversing the gaps, which is good. Inversed really the only gap.
What about the
After
4 hour
open.
gap though?
It's back in it. Still a minute though till the close. Considering ES and YM are so close to the low of the current 4 hour candle, I'd like to see 10 a.m. open and take that low, which would then form another SMT with NQ, because NQ is nowhere near the low of the 4 hour candle.
I do not like that SMT, the way it looks. It's literally just this smooth consolidation, but going higher. Seven seconds, and we hold the 4 hour on YM.
Yep.
We're holding it. We held it.
Yeah, so I'd want to see
10 a.m.
this.
here.
10 a.m. should open lower into that 15 minute and 30 minute order block. There's no 5 minute gaps there, which is unfortunate. There's the order block tapped.
So I'm also watching this as a potential manipulation here, just because I want to see how these are going to take out the sell side. ES and NQ are extremely discorrelated in my opinion. They are doing the complete opposite of one another. ES just kind of this slow, choppy move down, and NQ this wicky move higher, right? So
50 minute looks good on NQ for
it does.
for longs, but
It does look good.
as soon as you get to the 5 minute and lower, it looks terrible.
The underlying doesn't look good. So the hourly has this bullish close here. Not quite inversing the hourly for value gap, but that's fine. Again, this long, I wouldn't have been comfortable taking this retracement and longing in there. It just took the high. And it's not quite taking the sell side I want to see yet. So it can run and I'll miss out. And it was because this reversal wasn't that clear on internal time frame. 15-minute looks not that bad, but again, the other, ES and YM are not following the same kind of bullish logic that NQ has.
Why I'm starting to get that move higher. Really wish there was like a 5 minute gap here or something I could frame it long off of. There's SMT. Let's see. Not the best SMT. Actually. Q. There's SMT with the 949 low and then the 955, which was right before we got the 50-minute order block. It's just such a slow move. I'm not a huge.
No, it's
I'm not a
back.
huge
It's
fan
such
of
a
that.
back and forth move. Like for every expansion, there was almost an equal retracement. But again, look at this 4 hour, right? This 4 hour has a very bullish close. So the 4 hour wicks down, fills 75% of this imbalance that we left, the volume imbalance, and the new week opening gap. And then now we start seeing the move higher, right? We get a 15-minute bullish change in state. We're trading in that change in state and inverse right now. But what I look for is I need to form a manipulation internal. And I want to see some good logic to send it higher, right? I still look at the other one, the like ES and NQ, and I just don't see them going bullish yet. So this 15-minute is fairly bullish structure though, right? So we're watching. Okay, so with NQ's down move like that and ES didn't move that down, it's kind of hinting that ES is starting to pick it up a little bit.
So I'd want to see the NQ stay in the upper half of that hourly rejection wick. We traded into that 50-minute inversion there.
Yeah.
So, just NQ looks terrible as soon as you zoom in. I hate it. I'd probably wait for. I'm just gonna let let the low of the hourly candle just get put in. It's hard for me to anticipate where it's gonna get put in because the move higher was so choppy. Ideally, we'll get a 15-minute bearish close here and then just form a 50-minute order block, and then I can look to trade the expansion away.
So ES is actually going higher, and prior to us taking the high, anytime NQ went down, ES would double the down move.
YM's flipping bullish. It's going to get a 5-minute change in state here, maybe 3 seconds. Just fell short, but it had a very large 5-minute candle, which was what I wanted to see. I wanted to see two or three candles, which is good.
if we got like some sort of retracement, like a general equilibrium, so like yeah, to there, taking out this sell side, then it'd be good. Okay, my not. We're seeing the kind of rejection of that 15-minute inversion. And ES is starting to move. Okay, so on the 5-minute here, we formed a down candle, but we're pretty much instantly into the new 5-minute candle open. We're ripping higher. Yeah, and I don't think that this move higher to take out this internal high would have been a manipulation. I don't think it needed that. If it was going to go lower, it was going to just grind through the imbalance there. So now that we're starting to see ES and YM flip more bullish, I think NQ longs aren't even a bad idea. Looking to target London high as a final TP. I honestly see like this, literally just this up move
You can take the 5-minute change in state or order block
in 3 minutes.
off
Yeah.
the 50-minute inversion.
Yeah.
Isn't bad.
I don't know, just anything longs. We just kind of had this just consolidation. Structure does not look good for me. Probably sitting out a little bit until I start seeing something that I really like. Okay, we're really starting to get the expansion here.
I'm gonna look to possibly take this 5-minute order block off the 50-minute inversion, anticipating that to be the low of the hourly candle. 1 minute till that closes. Stop loss will be at the low of the current hourly candle wick, and then targeting London's high. Thirty seconds to the close.
Yeah, everything on this lower time frame doesn't look that good.
No. Okay.
But
I'm in there.
15 minutes looking good. is in longs. I'm not in longs. I don't like this on the 1 minute. It has a very good chance of playing out, but it's not my not quite my trade. I don't trust this low. Yeah, to me that 1 minute structure is I just I honestly couldn't tell you why I don't like it.
I just
I
like
don't
the higher time frame.
The higher time frame is good,
Higher time frame is what I'm going for here.
but I think they all work together. And if the 1 minute's not giving me the right mojo, when people ask what's your strategy, I said mojo.
Mhm.
Just whatever feels right.
Yeah.
No, that's funny though. So structurally in the higher time frame, yeah, good trade, but the 1 minute just looks stupid. The today just haven't really moved that entire opening range. Oops, what the fuck?
Okay, I got got stopped out there. I'll look to re-enter if we get like a 15-minute order block off of the inversion or 5-minute displacement or something. I'll look to get back in.
Yeah, so I didn't take that trade. So we're technically down half size. I should just order pair his trades and just completely hedge them. So we did have now this hourly candle having a manipulation below an internal low. Kind of look to see an equilibrium traded to. So let's just look at this 5-minute order block we formed here. We wick into the upper imbalance, wick down aggressively, but then get the 5-minute bullish order block close, and then the next candle's trading into it, holding the range within it, expands, and then runs to the all-time highs. Or not all-time highs, the internal highs. So we got a stop hunt, and now we're kind of aggressively moving higher. Still want it a little bit lower though, but we'll see. We'll watch it.
Fifty-minute candle closes here in a minute. So I'll look to get back in on the 3-minute order block now that we have that SMT put in. So now this trade has a little bit more of a protected stop.
We have a very small bearish 4-hour gap that I just noticed.
I'm not too worried about that.
I don't like the way it formed. Because, yeah. I was just noting it because we did initially react off of it. And then we did get a 3-minute kind of breaker that formed. ES pushing higher here, taking this internal high.
Which is good. ES and YM are starting to flip more bullish than Q, getting caught back up. NQ is still the more underlying bullish asset though, so I'll still look to trade NQ.
I think we trade NQ regardless.
Yeah.
It's just a nice cherry on top that it's actually more bullish. No, I'm only not a fan of what we manipulated into on the 1 minute. Again, the 15-minute looks very nice. But internal, I don't think I'm touching anything quite yet. In fact, I'm not. I'm gonna go make a coffee.
So the first trade, I still think the idea was right. Just entry was a little bit premature. Didn't require an internal SMT when I usually do. I just had so much confidence in the idea that I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I will hop back in on this 3-minute order block because 10 a.m. open lower into the 15-minute inversion and 15-minute order block formed internal SMT. Now with that 3-minute sell side, swept that internal low, so it looks better. I'll look to take this. Yeah, I'll take this 3-minute if we get the close here in 30 seconds. I'm interested to see if we can trade below this 1009 sell side and form another SMT. And then I think if we do that, I wouldn't want to see any lower before getting the expansion.
Oh, what boring structure. Horrible. Hate this. She's an internal SMT here.
For the bullish case, I wouldn't want to see anything lower than that 1009 low if we do take it. Now that we got that bearish 3-minute close, I would like to see that taken
The 1009 low.
on the 3-minute.
Okay. I'm kind of liking the way we're delivering from this 5-minute.
There we go. So for bullish scenario, I wouldn't want to see any lower than that. Does that put in that internal SMT?
If I go to the hourly and I turn off the wicks, it looks bearish.
It does, yeah.
Holy crap, you're not.
Jeez.
I think it's bearish.
Yeah.
I never really flipped bullish because I couldn't. The internal structure didn't let me. So 5-minute takes the buy side, trades into this little bit of a 4-hour, gets this breaker that formed, or the change in state order block, whatever we want to call it, forms that, and then aggressive move lower. On MNQ, it actually put relative equal lows in with, what time is that? 48? With this low. Put relative equal lows in with that low. It's down there.
What kind of news came out there?
I think that's just tariff talk. We're back to tariff talk. Oh, look, I see it right here. Some Chinese video. Fully Chinese. You got a Chinese guy, Chinese writing. Could be, I don't know. Could be Korean, could be Japanese. I've got no clue. But talk about Trump. Look at that move. We're back up there. Wow.
Yeah, it just fell short of that sell side too, which is kind of weird.
With ES's close on the 4-hour, fully engulfing this gap, I can have a very bearish bias.
Mm. Still got S&T with that 10.09 low on the 3 minute. Obviously, that news made the S&T a lot larger than it needed to be.
MNQ with the big wick again. MNQ does not.
How big is it on IQ?
At the close of the candle.
Okay.
MNQ being tossed around. Probably shouldn't trade it. These look like very bad trading conditions.
Yeah, I wouldn't be touching anything until we get like a. We need like a displacement leg with some fair value gaps or something. This is just too slow.
Right, look at this. The sun. It's not the lucky lamp, it's the chop lamp. We've already been streaming for an hour, and I do think we're maybe like 5 points above where we opened. 15 points. But taking an hour to move 15 points. Oh, Q is liquidity. This channel name all the time.
Yeah.
That was Q trades at one point. That's Q is liquidity. Day trading live is an unprofitable day trader. He's got 60 people watching him. You need one of his people. See, usually when I come into the morning and I've got a split bias, it's because something like this is going to happen. When it's not clear, the structure's not clear, there's no setups in a consolidation. So actually, ES is reversal, or not reversal, but where it put this high in was in this 15-minute imbalance here, the bearish one. So it is looking like ES is going to start moving lower to the sell side. And NQ might follow. It's very weird. It's not moving. Whatever it is, I might actually just paper trade today. Because I can't really align any higher time frame logic with anything internal. No. this a little bit.
Oh, it's opening.
Nothing.
Break-evens.
Well, I'm traded into that 50-minute gap, getting a nice reaction. But NQ and ES look like trash.
See the difference between the two light bulbs? Like, look at that light bulb, and then like look at a normal light bulb.
Right.
That just feels so like freaking.
Just lit up the room.
I don't know. How do you describe it?
Not natural.
It doesn't feel cozy. It feels freaking like interrogation room. I've not moved in 10 minutes. We haven't moved. How do you trade like this? Just don't understand how you're meant to make money on these days. I don't think you are. I think
Yeah, it just doesn't move.
I think today is a day where you're supposed to observe and be wrong. I think you're supposed to be wrong on days like this.
Yeah, you can't be right every day. And like the idea might still just play out, but just the most terrible delivery ever that you can't even get in.
That's what I mean. It's like you're supposed to be wrong on these days, so you know not to trade the consolidation days. Like I saw that 1 minute structure here, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I could long, but it's so high up now relative to this high, and the move it feels very unsafe to put a stop loss at any one of these sequential lows. It'd be like shorting ES with all these smooth highs here. All right, we're starting to get some movement higher, but I don't even know if I have a bullish bias because of how slow it's been to reverse. Obviously. Polar words. S&P, this lows here, actually. This might be just a no trade day. I have to give it. I'll give it to the first like 30 minutes into the next hour, and then I'm gonna go do some other stuff today. So we'll see. See what we do.
Yeah, I just don't like how we had that news drop and it just put relative equal lows in. If it would have at least taken the low, you know, I could make a better case.
What do you do when the markets are choppy? Try and book a tea time.
I mean, there is SMT at that low. That doesn't look the best.
I did buy it up.
The only
Well, it's not actually there.
the only trade that I would take,
There's an S&T right here.
only trade that I would take is if this 15 can't really be this 50-minute candle because it's about to close. If the next 15-minute candle gives us the order block and a 5-minute fair value gap, like with some displacement, then I'll look to possibly get in long. But if it's just a slow move higher for the next 15-30 minutes, I'm just gonna step away.
We can do that. Unless you have one already.
I can book one, man.
I mean, you should definitely do it the day before. You're gonna book anything? There were some people that were taking the short here. Interesting. Probably just the more specifically structured traders.
Yeah, there's a tournament today, I think. Or there's something. Jeez, I'm just getting such a clean move. Right to the 50-minute gap, and then just perfect move off of it.
All right, let's see if we run at these lows here.
See, we still haven't moved.
No, not since you left. I honestly think it's going lower though. I think it's taking out these relative equal lows, and that's just gonna fulfill the lower move. But it's such a slow, like it feels unpredictable because of how bad this action is.
Yeah. That's nasty.
Apparently, we need to funnel our short form of content into our live streams. We need to make short form content.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned on Friday's stream.
Sorry. So you mentioned?
Yeah, I mentioned that on Friday's stream.
Oh,
I said do short form
I
content.
missed that. Okay. Okay, I think it's the short side. I think the Bears are going to deliver here out of the 4-hour mounts.
What a big chart take today. He took a little scalp.
Yeah, probably won it.
A little 1 minute change in state, maybe.
Holy crap. Big wick, and we didn't even. We got to close down here if we're going to be bearish. Okay, hold on. So tell me, so what we do is we open up and then we rally higher, and that's the manipulation. Now we're getting the real move. If we start to distribute lower, we got relative equal lows there, and we got the daily imbalance on ES. So let's see if I can even make a case for that, or if I'm just making crap up because it's not moved. I don't know, any trade that I potentially see just instantly seems low probability, so I don't want to take anything. Okay. So this 4-hour kind of opens, trades to the 4-hour imbalance, and is now delivering lower. And then this hourly candle close kind of tells us a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd prefer if there was like SMT at these highs. I guess there is. We just NQ's the more bullish one. Okay, we've now just put in this SMT. But I do not really expect this to hold. So we did a nice 5-minute close there. And ES is delivering out of that 15-minute there, so there might be shorts. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Waiting for this hourly candle to close here. Preferably invalidating this constant encroachment, closing below also these 3 up candles, forming a bearish change in state, which kind of confirms us running through here, since we failed to deliver off this manipulation, but instead just traded to a bearish imbalance and held it. So, waiting for some closure. So if I look at the previous hourly candle, right, we open, manipulate higher, and then now we're getting a movement lower. So it was a little bit choppy and not super expansive. But the next 4-hour candle, or next hourly candle, I want to see it go open and then. Oh, also ES flipped its hourly candle completely, right? So ES opens, trades higher on the hourly candle, then now we're back at the below the opening price, which is a very bearish. Still like to short NQ. I'm not shorting ES, but I would understand that as NQ trades below this relative equal lows here, ES would probably be close to taking that sell side and then be a good break even. Still 2 minutes to this hourly. Close it. Okay, immediate rebalance on the 5-minute, but we could totally just blast right through that off of this S&T. That's it, because that's an aggressive candle there. Okay, that 5-minute close up there. Oh wait, no, it didn't. Sorry, it was a minute. Never mind. Just want to see a lower move, closing out the hourly. Okay, new hour open right there. So barely any wick put in yet. I don't know. My bias is so split. I can't take anything. I need to wait.
Yeah, I'll probably come back later.
Are you gonna talk, or are you gonna sit here and not talk? Okay, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, we can just end it. I'm not gonna take anything till later, anyways. Because we have those relative equal lows at sell side. We're failing to display its higher. My higher time frame bias is still still bullish to London's high. But we're failing to get movement out of here. We're just in a consolidation. So if I'm gonna take anything, I need to see displacement higher, leaving like a 15-minute imbalance, and I'll look to trade a continuation. And I'm probably not going to take shorts. So if it goes lower, then I'm done for the day. And we could get a manipulation of the lows first and then get the expansion. But considering that we had that 15-minute change in state off open, I wanted that to be the low day that we had put in. But with this consolidation, it looks like we might take that low out. Wime's in a good spot to see higher, but it's not getting the movement. Just keeps inversing the entire candle after we print it bullish. And the hourly candle doesn't support expansion, so lower probability. Potentially come back in the PM session to look for something, but if we just kind of stay in this consolidation, slowly grind lower, I'll be waiting for tomorrow.
Only 9 degrees up. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Came back just in time for shorts here.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for lunch or PM if there's going to be anything. I need to see some clear displacement to really just clear things up.
Okay, we're starting to get a move back higher. And then we're going to get a move back lower. And then it's not going to go anywhere the entire morning. I really don't want to trade today. I'd rather reserve it for the news days, right? We've got an entire week of heavy hitting, high impact news from Tuesday all the way to Friday. So I don't necessarily want to trade this Monday. And it was kind of a predetermined stance before I even came into the morning. I was like, yeah, we've got no news today, but news every other day. And with where we stand, accumulation is the most likely scenario, and that's what happened. So it's not giving really anything clear that I'm really willing to risk a lot of money on. So arguing any money on. Because we open. I'm sorry. We open and we're below the sell side in the amounts. Then we rally. Now we're above the high in this amounts. So it's like seek and destroy. Now we're back down. There's no real confirmation. There's no real structure and direction of the market. And you can really tell that by the 1 minute. You look at the 1 minute. The last pretty much hour has not moved. And even since this new hourly candle opened, we haven't really done much. We put a high in, so that's why I was watching it to see if it's going to be the move lower now. But with the way it's moving and how slow it is, it doesn't really even look like it. Like in theory, that long looked good. The bias was just so mixed because it's all-time highs, and it was like both ways at all-time highs, not just like the bullish, just bullish all-time high. I don't like treating those imbalances, like the actual volume imbalances or gaps, as fair value gaps. I don't like treating them like that.
Yeah.
I kind of use them as like a cautionary area. I would have done that long if we didn't have the 1 minute looking like it did.
Yeah. That lower time frame wasn't great.
Yeah. And it didn't fit my model because we just took the high there. And didn't have an internal manipulation, retracement, and then internal confirmation. So Look at this. We're starting to actually move in one direction. So the open of the hourly candle after this hourly change in state, open wicks high, takes the internal high here. Is there S&T? And Q's got, or sorry, ES has got equal highs there.
Yeah, with whatever.
Okay, I'm looking at this 5 minute. And I was wanting this close below here to see if it was going to continue and take out the relative lows. And if this hourly candle is going to have something clear. You know, I did say I would wait till 11:30-ish to end it, so I'm watching to see. There's this internal manipulation around equilibrium at this 5 minute kind of displacement here. But this movement is very back and forth and upside down. So Here we go. Movement. Huh. Pay attention now. I don't even know if I want to. I'm just gonna do it on paper, just to see. Okay. It's fairly interesting. It's paper. It's not real. Yeah, it's not a real trade. It's paper trade. This is the craziest paper trade I've ever taken. 2 minutes. I'm up 2R. Oh wow. Should have taken it real money. I was not so opposed to the structure. I was just looking at the consolidation we're kind of in. I was like, I don't really want to just get caught in that. The conditions aren't that good, but definitely looks more bearish than bullish. So just, and this is about what I would have risked on this trade too. Maybe even, yeah, probably about that. I'd be comfortable with that. I usually would do a little bit more, but a little bit lower size today is not bad. I'd be at break even, considering ES has moved below the sell side already. Okay. So now I'm at break even. This is, in my opinion, a good paper trade. Just because of the conditions, a little bit of uncertainty, and just that the bias being right, but not understanding the conditions, or not liking the conditions. I'll take it on paper, and then we'll see how it would play out. Right? I would have probably partialed a few here, but I'm in one. I can't partial just because it at that point fully filled this. So like, let's say I'd take half off about there. So at that point, so I'd secure 320, 370, sorry. And then I'd leave it go for like a $700. So I'd make 1,000 and some. This down move confirmed a few things in my book.
We did put SMT in with the pre-market low, or the market open low, I guess, with YM.
The market open low. We've got the S&P with the sell side Friday.
Might be a long here.
Might be a long. Gosh. Baiting me.
Well, so if the previous 4-hour candle low,
Well, why would we now
another
be
SMT.
bullish off of here when we had the chance to be so bullish off the previous 4-hour open? Or the 4-hour candle from 6 a.m. where we manipulate lower and then have a 15-minute inversion to the upside, and it's like super clear for shorts or longs. Why would we then inverse everything? Because we fully filled the gap, I guess, but fully fill the gap and trade to hourly order block there. Okay. I still look at this as like a bearish move though, just because now we've got the sell side here, and ES is still pretty far away from that daily. Obviously, if it just inverses this entire move, then yeah, sure. But for clearing up the structure a little bit, shorts would look better. I'd be getting fully encroached if I did take this short. I'd be partial to probably getting break even here, but even for a long case, now I don't like this because it's straight up and down. I don't really like those. I don't understand how we've not had a single person watch this the entire time.
I don't know.
There's not enough hype around.
Run some ads.
Not enough hype around the name. Well, here's the thing: if you had people that actively were interested in your profile on Twitter, and for me as well, then they'd watch it. But nobody is. There's not a single person that's like actively interested in our stuff. We're not making enough money from it, so nobody's like, we're not validated in the prop community yet. But if you posted like a $40,000 month hitting your bank from accounts, then yeah, there's a little bit of validation there. And it's almost nice having an introduction to live streaming, not having anybody watching, because it's almost like you're getting used to it without having the pressure. Because most people that start live streaming on YouTube, like trading, already have a bit of followers. So they're like, oh, well, they kind of expect me to take good trades and to give them free trades. Now you've got the pressure. And that's what even Bray said to me. He said, yeah, it's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm kind of glad that the way we're starting, we've got 0 people watching. There's no pressure to take trades. There's no pressure not to take trades. No pressure if you take a bad trade. You shouldn't take a bad trade. It's not like you're trying to give people free trades. You're just talking to yourselves. That when you have no people watching, you're talking to yourself. So you're kind of like psychotic, but not really. If there was people in here, it'd be a lot easier to talk. I'd have things to talk about, but that's the same reason why I'm not posting the live streams as videos as well. I'm just keeping them as live streams, just because if they're posted as videos, there's nothing really in them. There's not me explaining something to somebody that doesn't understand it and that you could potentially get value from. Looks like this paper trade's going to get break evened. Another case could be this is the 4-hour wick, right? This move lowers the 4-hour wick. It just took a long time. It took an hour and 30 minutes to put the wick in. But now we have got this SMT here, so it's something to monitor, right? If I was bearish, which I kind of was, you don't want to see this get completely invalidated. Especially us leaving all these relative equal highs, and it's kind of just smooth up there too. Having this aggressive jolt lower and putting SMT in, more bullish. And we got like relative equal highs here too. Okay, I'm gonna be taking out a break even. I should be taking out right there. Oh, still in it there. Oh, did it not put it there? Okay, I'll just take it off. So I'm looking at this 5-minute balance here, which still has the grounds to potentially go lower, but it's not likely as the sell side was taken here on ES and formed SMT, and now we're getting an aggressive reaction. Almost think we need to get face cam and do a little bit of like a stream overlay, like every other ICT trader live stream does.
Mm-hmm.
Just to like entice people to like stay a little bit more because it's more visuals. If you have like if you're somebody like Tremaine, where you've got a following and you're known for your technical analysis, you don't need anything else. Okay, here we go. We've just gotten well, let's go to the 1 minute here. I'll explain this. We worked through this 1 minute imbalance. We closed up above it, wicked into this, and then saw the aggressive displacement closing above the midpoint of it. So we're kind of using these bearish imbalances as I'm going to refer back to it through inverse them to then go higher. So, kind of displaying that this down move is a manipulation, like trading to this hourly order block and the sell side having an SMT there.
Yeah, I'll probably look to take this 5-minute inversion. Or I'll do like a starter, and then if we get or tracement, and then another expansion. I'll look to add more probably, and trail, add and trail.
I'm not jumping the gun on any trade yet. I'm not taking just the 5-minute version.
Yeah, actually, just looking at the 1 minute. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this 5-minute closes.
No, I just don't know where to put my stop loss. I mean, obviously, yeah, the 5-minute low, but
I'd probably just do like the 5-minute rejection block.
yeah, well, I wanted like if I'm taking a trade today, I better be getting paid for the trade, so I better be at least taking a 3R. So if it's not even a projected like 2 to 3R, I don't really want to take it.
To London's high, so 3R.
Yeah, so it is, but I'd be partially, and I would be targeting London's high. So I'm trying to see if there's a trade just above the internal high here, and then to the relative equal highs. No, I just don't want to take the 5-minute inverse and put my stop loss at the rejection block. Right?
Well, might not even get the 5-minute inversion. If we trade down to this lower 5-minute gap, or I guess only 5-minute gap once we form it, and then get like a good 5-minute close,
I'd
take
even
that.
be using the 5-minute inversion as that imbalance, if we got it right. Like you take the 5-minute here, and then if I put an I in front of it, then it's an inverse fair value gap. I'd use the retrace into there. So just using this bearish imbalance as a inverse. But again, to continue the momentum would be a big thing. Because we got SMT here. We've fully filled the gap. Hourly order block. To a 5-minute inversion, potentially in 6 seconds. Can we see it? I don't want to wait another 5 minutes. We did not see it.
Yeah, since we didn't close above it, I do want to see. I'd like to see a retracement into that 5-minute gap, and just form a low in there. And the risk can be better on the trade.
Great. We gotta wait another 5 minutes though. That's what I don't want to see. I'm almost looking for an internal model of something like this, then to go higher, to kind of form this next swing here. I do think longs are more valid now than ever today. So might be a reason to switch here, because we did get this move to the sell side on ES that I kind of looked for, and into this 4-hour too. Well, it's possible to see this long. What's going on over there? You're recording for a while. Maybe you're recording for a while.
You gotta. How much do you need here? I would report it when it gets closer. Because you need It needs to hit the full TB plus.
Oh.
Well, you need 425 from now. So you need like 450. So drag that to like 450.
Just see where the TB is.
So that one might be enough.
Yeah.
If they're in a passer, if you're trying to do it.
Which you don't need to try and do.
Passer. You need 410 right there, so that's 15. Yeah, 425 you need, I think. Decent trade though. I'm looking for the same thing. I'm shooting for the 5 minutes close. Minute. I like a YM's forming a good displacement leg. It'll form a 5-minute gap here and inverse its 5 minute to the left. Yep. We'll see. I really like if we traded that 5-minute gap and then get a move off that, have a better stop loss placement.
2 and 3 minutes. Right? Yeah, 2 and 3 minutes.
Yep. There's a 5-minute gap. I think it'll trade to there. You end live?
No,
We're still going?
we're still live.
All right.
You never know. I'm waiting. I'm just tweeting. Days of the week and some news.
Yeah, or just even do a light one.
All right, so since this 5 minute took so long to get closed above, I'm almost not eager to take it. We're in this 4 minute. Oh no,
The 1
we
minute,
inverse the 4 minute balance.
the 5 minute imbalance, and then get like a move off of that. But I still like the idea, so I might do like a starter and just wait and then look to add.
I'd look for some sort of internal something. Need to really be persuaded to take this. Tempo has got about a $300,000 stock portfolio now. Not bad. Or no. Oh no, sorry. 150. I read his tweet wrong. Yeah. Not bad. I mean, bought the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody bought the debt. You can get another debt.
I'm in 2, but I'm gonna add.
You're in two? Okay. I'm not in yet. Just sat on my hands. I've got freaking cold hands. I don't have diamond hands. I've got cold hands. They're not hot. They're not hot and ready. They're freaking cold. They don't wanna
In my
take-
opinion, if this fails, it's like the longs are pretty much off the table. But I don't want to be too picky and miss out on the move, so I took the 5 minute inversion.
But just with two contracts, so about 100 and some risk,
100,
or what?
120, yeah.
120 risk to make 370 at London's Eye. What was it, 400?
And I'll look if we get a retracement and then another expansion. I'll look to add and trail.
Oh, that's
Keep-
all. That's all that I was gonna do. Wait and see if we dropped below this internal low, and then
Yeah,
get that, and I would be taking that.
and then I'll keep my risk under
Because
under 200 for sure. Because I just took a loss on the day. So
Here's the thing: I want to be engaging right when I can start to see the momentum and the volatility pick up slightly. So if we get a move lower, manipulating, and then inverse it relatively quick, that's my trade. I don't really care about missing just this plain inversion. It's not really my kind of trade right now. But it's a valid trade. It's not like it's an invalid trade. There's structure that supports it. You have the liquidity sweep. You've got a 5-minute inversion. You got relative equal highs. But I want some form of internal model to further validate it. I don't like taking the V shapes. The hourly candle is looking good though.
That's what I was going off of. I was like, well, yeah, like we could get a retracement and then better entry, but it's like overall the idea is still the same. And with where my stop loss is at, I think if it goes there, it's invalidated anyway. So I'm gonna get in some now. My stop loss is below the constant encroachment of the 15-minute wick,
Yeah,
and just below the
I looked
5-minute
over and saw it. Yeah.
5-minute rejection block.
So yes, still looking to see if it just drops lower quickly, takes out these kind of relative equal lows that we left, and I'd prefer to see it expand from there. I'm not in. He's in. The trade for me would need a little bit more confirmation, and I'm fine missing out on it just because of the conditions. Yeah, it's taken out the high of the down move. Could be grounds for the retracement, or it blasts right through it, and I've got zero FOMO. Also, another thing I'd note is that you can classify this as like a consolidation, then the distribution, then accumulation, buy side of the curve. And I would look to target above that midpoint of the range and equal highs there, which is good in my opinion. Relative equal highs. Should I try and play some music from? I'm listening to music right now on this. I doubt it would be copyright.
What is it? Oh,
I doubt this is copyright.
yeah, I don't know.
It might be, but wouldn't really matter with it. Do you add more?
Going that. It's gonna go there. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You don't need more than that. There's no point. That needs to say 53, and then you close your position.
Make sure it says like at least 53,000, like 10.
Like so 602 is gonna put you over. Like so you need 430,
320.
or sorry, yeah, 3. You need
320.
320 plus this. Sorry, it might be it might be a little. Okay, so you need $300 from right there. So you need 390. So I would do just about 400 maybe.
Yeah.
Well, because you don't want to be like $5 short,
No, there's gonna be
right?
Yeah.
But I would just keep an eye on it once you get close to here.
I would just almost slide and break even here though. So like I don't want to lose anything either.
Yeah. It's a good trade though.
Mm-hmm.
But I would when it gets close to here, I would just kind of be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets really close to it and you're over 53, just close it. Just make sure you're over.
Yeah.
And don't
And
like.
by not by $1.
Well, that's fine.
No, but if you close it and
As long as you're not
you get
under
a
the
fucking jinx to on a fucking
Yeah.
delay or something.
Yeah, it needs to be exact.
I don't know about this.
Well, I am starting to get a good move.
I need to fucking save one here.
Plug it in. Where's your charger? Is it out there?
Okay. Still seeing if we're going to pick the volatility up a little bit. Drop lower and then instantly drop higher. Jump higher. But again, with a little bit more of this move here, it's not looking likely, and I don't really care about that. I only cared about seeing it drop into here, into the lower 5-minute balance for more confirmation. You know, I've avoided trading all of today. I'm not going to just trade it with full size on the 5-minute inverse there. Wanted a little bit more confirmation. I'm fine missing it if it goes higher, but patience is key for trading. Oh, these live streams feel so long when nothing happens.
Yeah.
When you're in a trade, you know, a 4-hour live stream is like easy. But when you sit, don't do anything else but watch each 1-minute candle print from open. You know, if it's your first time in the live stream, don't be afraid to comment anything. We'll answer any questions. We can chat. We can do whatever. As we navigate this Monday with super heavy hitting news all the rest of the week. I like to take these days with like a little bit higher entry criteria. So, you know, maybe I'll miss this inversion. Well, I guess I got marked up. Maybe I'll miss that inversion and say it runs. I don't really care. But that also means like I didn't take this long, let's say, and get stopped out there. So, you know, it works both ways. So again, like we just had 15 minutes and it has not moved. Like hardly, like 9 points, 8 points. So again, like I said, if I want to be engaging in something, I want to be seeing it actually have good volume to it.
This hourly candle closes too here. 3 minutes.
Which is perfect grounds to have more volume. So close this hourly candle, having taken out that low, trade to this hourly order block, and having SMT here. The next one opens. I'm looking for it to shoot up. Really shoot up. So here's the SMT, right? So now what we've got prior to this new hourly candle open is this 5-minute inverse. So that's why I'm now looking for a kind of reaccumulation, second kind of entry that I could get in with a little bit more confirmation and ride it to the relative highs up there. Honestly, the biggest thing about trading is waiting. There's a lot of waiting in trading. It's about 80% waiting, 10% doing anything, or 20% doing anything. Sorry, 10% analysis and 10% actually in a trade. Because a lot of the times you come to your analysis relatively quick. And you don't want to overanalyze, and you don't want to get analysis paralysis. So you know what you're looking for, and you wait for that. I mean, you could technically say during your waiting, you're doing analysis too, but it's very minimal. Like if I the entire live stream for 2 hours sat here and did analysis the entire time, I'd be fried. My brain would be fried, and I'd be seeing the most absurd bias I could possibly see. Trying and thinking that I'm a wizard and know how to pick a top and bottom, and that's not my goal. I've got a relatively definitive way of trading, and I'm waiting for it to give me kind of the start to it, and it's happening right now. So we'll see. The new hourly candle's opened, right? It is now the noon hour, lunch hour, and a little bit of a piece of advice. If the AM session is choppy, lunch into PM tends to present better structure. So the entire AM session, we held within that, 40-point range, 60 points, whatever, not that much. Then we got a manipulation, and now we've reclaimed it. Coming into lunch, I want to see expansion because it aligns with everything else. Hourly doji candle. That's interesting. So now what I want to watch is if we wick into here, how we come through there. Kind of using this internal manipulation as like the first stage, the requirement to see anything. So let's take these relative equal lows and then run higher. So then I'd probably look for internal sweep of sort or SMT, which should be that. And then the third kind of thing that would happen would be us running to the objective, and that would be, if I were to break it down simply, that's not even the full objective. That's just the high. I'd be targeting the New York AM high in the 4 hour. So 4 hour candle high, and then the relative equal highs. That'd be my trade. So manipulation, SMT, internal validation, internal structure, entry model, whatever you want to call it, to the buy side here in here. But really need to be persuaded to take anything because I'm cautious because there's no news Monday. We've got heavy news the rest of the week, and the entire AM was shit. So with this wick, we did trade to the 5-minute inversion right here. So as you can see, we get this aggressive down move, wicks into the order block. ES takes sell side, the SMT formed, and then we close up in here. So we form this 5-minute bearish imbalance, automatically weaker because this is an up close candle with aggression into it, and then we run through it, inversing the imbalance. So there's not a lot of weight on that imbalance holding because we ran right through it. But again, right now we're back in this consolidation. So if I had framed the entire consolidation and drew it out, as soon as we trade back into the consolidation, we get slow structure. And we spent 30 minutes in here from when we traded there. Pretty much 30 minutes. There's a little bit of an internal SMT here, but I'd prefer taking these equal lows. Toodle-doo-doo. We're going lower.
Yeah, delivering off that 1 minute gap.
We're gonna see this 5 minute and then rip higher, and I'd actually be in there. Holy! I just noticed NQ left those equal highs. Oh, it took it. I did not even notice. Okay, now that the structure is slightly looking better, as in like the movement is a little bit cleaner, I'm loving the way that reversal could look if it happens.
Yeah, just put internal SMT in there
Okay.
at the lows.
Yeah. Small one.
So we'll see if that holds or if we trade to that 5 minute.
Okay. That SMT is getting ripped through, but we're going to that 5 minutes still.
Taking the 1 minute change state or what?
Yeah, probably.
You're still in, hey? Double? Why would what?
You're risking $600 on this thing?
Oh god.
But I might.
Why? You don't need to make. You don't
I
need.
just have to go there.
You only have to go to here before.
No, I do.
You were up like here. You weren't far above this.
No, now I'm like right in here.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, you're usually supposed to add on confirmation. Like if it went out to like there. Just like confirming the move. Just stating that. Usually add on confirmation. I'm not saying it's a bad trade. It's just being slow. Starting to get a little bit more movement. It's good. Okay, hold on. We gotta lock in. I'll lock in more. Okay. Let me see what we do. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Well, I might add on that 1 minute inversion and change the state kind of like if we get those relatively close together.
You get like one more good close here. I'm in. Not quite. Not quite in.
That 5 minute was a good close.
Yeah. Just wanted that close up above this. Still, it's not like invalid. So.
1 minute change in state.
I'm in. Got just over a 2R lined up. Okay. Oh, well, so I also like that the 3-minute got inversed there.
Mm-hmm. I added there as well, and I trailed my stop loss to that low, so I'm risking the same as I was taking the 5-minute inversion. But I'm in double the size.
I like these relative equal highs here, or my break even. Getting some volatility now. See, the volatility picks up.
Yeah, there
That's
it is,
when you
eh?
like trading. So targeting relative equal highs initially. That's the break even. Running it to buy side. Running it to that buy side. Yeah, running it to this buy side here. The one I've got marked up. And that's good for me. Just a quick trade. A plus trade. All right. Break down the logic quick. 5-minute inversion. Puts equal highs in. Retraces back down to discount 5-minute. And, well, in line with the current hourly kind of profile here. So. And, yeah. Comfortable with the break even once we are above that high.
We're about to have a 5-minute change in state.
Yeah. See, and I wish people were watching so they could appreciate my logic. Why not? Why I didn't enter in the 5-minute inverse and waited for internal and volume to pick up. As I stated, followed pretty accurately with what I said. And the only thing I'm regretting is not taking this super early entry because that's a good risk. But more confirmation. Confirmation's key. We've got somebody about to pass their funded account.
Actually, it should be passed there.
About to pass the funded account for the
Oh,
first
wait, no,
time. Not me or my cousin, but his dad. He's about to pass the funded account. He's been in longs and he added right here. Not quite at the break even yet. Honestly, the break even feels tight. For the scenario. I'll trail it. I've trailed the stop loss, and I mean it's pretty much the same thing as the break even, but it's almost like I should just do the break even here. I'm just doing the break even. Yeah, so actually at the break even level there at 489.25. Right there. And just looking at the NQ, it shouldn't reach there. Got this 1-minute imbalance that would make the most sense to hold. And we'd run out this high. That's equal. MNQ did actually take this high. That was the grounds for the break even there. And this should be an aggressive expansion. Yep. And you know what? I'm content with the break even too. It's a very nice trade. With this 5-minute close here, I want to spend the least amount of time possible below this buy side. We should get one big expansion here. Okay, so also, like I said, right outlined at the open of the 12 a.m. candle, or the launch candle, sorry, 12 p.m., that I want to see it drop lower from the 12 o'clock hour because the previous consolidation. Okay, I'm going to actually just walk away from the charts for 2 seconds, but trade's going to go right to TP, so. We're wicking. We're wicking. We are wicking. Okay, so worst case scenario, break even day, and what we're looking at right now is a little bit of weird action. So obviously my preference would have been from here to run straight to there, which was the TP, but now we're getting some aggressive movement to the downside. So here we go. It's coming to the break even level. And I will be walking away after that.
So we're trading into that 5-minute order block. I
Yeah,
don't really.
I'm walking away if I get stopped to break even there. So
Yeah.
just, I don't really care to trade after this. I took the one trade and I went to break even, as I said, following my model here. I'm not going to adjust for anything like emotionally, like, oh, I feel like it's going to run higher, so I'm going to not go break even. I'm not going to do that. Holding it. It did get really close to my my TP though. It was 11 points away, so that's just this market. That's the market we're dealing with right now. Back and forth and choppy and slow market, very low volume, you know, and to think that my entry had the highest volume opposed to entering over here and it still was only like 11 points. So, I mean, we could note that it traded into the 5-minute order block right there. So we want to see it go higher.
And a 3-minute gap.
3-minute, 2-minute gap, 1-minute fair value gaps still holding, but preferred if it held right there. See, I think his problem with passing it's going to be he's gonna want to take one trade to pass it.
Yeah. Well,
Like dude, how many times would he take that off up $250?
let's see here.
What's going on there?
So yeah, we can still totally get the expansion here, and that's kind of what I'm betting on with this break even there. So I'm not really uncomfortable with this yet because it's at break even too. I don't really expect much from this trade too. I don't think you should go into any trade with expectations, just following your model. So that's why it's either, in this case, it's a break even or it's a TP. And that's also why I'm not reaching for the moon with this TP. Right? Not that it would matter if it takes it to break even, but just this logic behind this high was good. You can tell he's stressing at it.
Yeah. Well, we do have a 5-minute gap now. I don't really want to see us
We're right next to it.
keep trading into gaps lower.
Yeah, wow. I was thinking we were fine once we were 11 points away from this buy side from 1042.
Yeah.
That's a cool buy side. Hey, 1042.
Let's see here.
It's a cool time for a high to be put in. Okay, 5-minute gap traded to the tick.
There. It's okay. There's a 5-minute gap.
It's right here.
That's last resort right there.
You're getting gray hair from this, you said.
Okay, I don't want to see it go any lower.
JK.
I'd like to say that me saying I don't want to see it go lower has any effect on the market, but I know it doesn't, and I know that the break even's a good break even here. Because my break even's below the 1-minute imbalance that we should hold. So why would I change it? I got taken out of break even there. I will be ending the live stream.
Yep. So you guys,
I thought your break even was lower.
it was right here. I don't know actually how it got filled. It was right below this gap.
Well, turn your executions on. And you'll see what price it got filled at.
I had it right below this.
Yeah.
I had it right below. What?
Actually, there's one thing I will watch because getting tagged out at break even there. We're still in this 3-minute imbalance.
And the 5-minute, we filled the 5-minute perfectly.
So if it runs
I got
aggressively
bottom
higher,
ticked.
I'd be
That's-
watching it. But again, I want to be very just passive
I
here.
got tapped at a break even to the tick.
Oh boy.
I'm also at a break even.
It filled the 5 minute perfectly.
I'm comfortably out of break even. I went into that trade knowing that
So
I would take the break even fully.
I'm really getting nervous now. You guys both got taken out.
Is he holding with the
at
stop
break
loss?
even.
He's at
His
break
stop
even?
loss is down here.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's holding
which
with the
which is
stop loss.
fine. Yeah.
No, I just my belief in trades is if I'm trading at a premium, I don't want a deep retracement in the internal range expansions.
You can say I'm going for it.
Yeah. I still like it. It's just slow,
It's just it's making me really freaking nervous.
but I like it.
Yes, because of the today's like characteristics, I want it to be at break even more than a normal day. Although I would be at break even in both of the scenarios. But imagine you knew when it was going to be a break even trade and you could take it off at the max price.
Like I still like this. I still like this trade idea. It's tough.
How many times do you get within 11 points of a TP not hit it? Not many times. It's just the volume right now. I was probably floating $500 at one point.
All right, so I actually would have got taken out of break even there if I didn't get stopped to the tick. So fine with that. Done for the day.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll end the live stream here because there's a lot of waiting today. I'm not aggravated, but I'm just done watching. So,
It's just slow.
yes.
So that's it for today. You end it?
No, I'm going to end it. Hold
No?
on.
Okay, yeah, end it.
2 seconds.
I'm gonna go get some food and then get ready for golf.
Why yeah, getting ready for golf 4 hours before we golf?
Because I'm gonna go to the range.
Oh my gosh.
Practice, warm up.
All right, well, guys, we'll catch you tomorrow with hopefully a little bit more entertaining,
Price action.
equally educational, and, we try and improve every day. So, tomorrow will be a good day. Got some news to actually trade. Today, I really had to push me to take a trade here. And, this was a good trade. And I did, considering I predicted this low here and the TP here was totally fine taking this, and the break even was managed at the relative equal highs. So if you watch it after the fact and you see anything, I hope you see my analysis leading up to this trade and my explanation. And yeah, so tune in tomorrow. We're going to be doing this every day for the foreseeable future. So see you guys.